Morning on the West Coast. I don't think I've done a video this time of morning. I could have, but it's pretty early. So this particular session episode is dedicated to those of you who are Enter Apprentices. Those of you who are probably, you might want to become a Mason. You've heard so much about it, be it good, bad, or indifferent. You've heard a lot about it, so you're intrigued about it. So you might want to become a Mason. You have thought about it. You looked into it. You've seen a variety of things that are being said about it. And so much information is out there regarding Freemasonry. It's just unbelievable. It is just really unbelievable. And today we're going to talk in regards to those of you who are Enter Apprentice and you're seeking to become Masons. And there is a process. Every organization, every Masonic lodge, every Masonic jurisdiction has a process for vetting those who may be seeking to become a Mason. And I was asked to do this particular episode as I was scrolling through the questions on one of my videos, and they said, you should do something on Enter Apprentice. I have recently done something on Enter Apprentice. First of all, good morning, Nico. How you doing there, Wishful Master? Brother Maddox, Mickey, what's happening with you? John, what's going on with you? Brother Silver, I got your message. I'm here. I got your message. So yeah, we're going to get it in. Please remember to thank you very much. So I'm going to say this before I go any farther. There are many of us who are going through things in life. Many of us. Be it a death in a family, be it loss of a job, be it searching for a job. There are so many of us going through so many different things. All I'm asking you to do is to take a few moments out of your day, go into meditation, and just be thankful and pray in this daily journey that we're on, because we're all going through something. I mean that we're all going through something. So let's remember each other in our daily prayers as we meditate, as we go into our own closets and do those things. Let's just remember that sister, that brother, that elder who's in your lodge or who's in your chapter. Give them a call. Let's think on them for a moment. So as I get into this particular lesson in regards to the Enter Apprentice, as I was saying before, there are many Masonic jurisdictions that have a protocol or procedures that they follow when vetting those who may be knocking on the door of Freemasonry. So I'm going to use my jurisdiction as an example of how we proceed. So what we usually do here is that if a person is usually asking to become a Mason and we have their information, we will have various brothers to reach out to that individual and just ask him, different questions in regards to wanting to be a Mason, and the same can apply for an Eastern Star. Once those questions have been asked, we will have our meeting and we would say, this brother, he hasn't given an application. He has not given an application, but we'll say this young man is asked to be a Mason. So therefore, an application is then handed to him, it's filled out, and the application have a variety of different things it would ask of the individual. Once that is done, the application comes back to the lodge. They proceed to vote on it. After saying we will accept this application, then for us, there's an interview process, because his application has been accepted. It hadn't been voted on. It's been accepted. Has not been voted on. It's been accepted. So then there's an interview process. I would say this: for the most part, when you're doing interviews for that brother or sister who may have the potential of becoming an Eastern Star Mason, we don't recruit, and you must be screened by membership of the lodge you are intending to join. Okay, so once that happens, Nico, you threw me out. I had to read that one. There's a few things that you're gonna have to your team who goes out for the interview, your interview team. There's a few things you want to consider in regards to that new Enter Apprentice or that new sister. First of all, you want to make sure, is this person has a job? Do they have a job? And I'm saying that, yeah, you could be in between jobs, but do you have a job? Are you capable of taking care of yourself? Okay. Are you true to you? Do you have a family, a girlfriend, a wife? And I'm going to tell you the reason we act. Because some young ladies, some members of your family do not want you to be a Mason or an Eastern Star. And we do not want to cause conflict with your girlfriend. We don't want that. So you have to make sure that when you have knocked on the doors of Freemasonry, that you have solidified what you want to do. You have to man up and say, hey, baby, look, I'm going to be a Mason. Hey, honey, I'm going to be an Eastern Star. They may disagree with that. So you have to make sure that it's solidified within that confine. Next thing for us, only speaking here, okay? When we go back and we said, okay, we went to the brother's home, all right? Some meet at the lodge, but I prefer knowing where that brother lives or their sister lives. Let me tell you why. When you walk into a person's home, it tells you about that individual. I'm going to say this again. When you walk into that person's home, it tells you about the individuals. Now, I know I've had brothers to meet at the hall. I've had them to meet at the home. I've had them to meet at a restaurant and a variety of places. I get it. I just prefer the home if that is possible so I can kind of see how that person lives. And then when I'm doing the interview, I want to be able to look that person in his or her eyes. I want to be able to look you in the eye and talk to you regarding this process. Okay. I like that interaction. I like it because it's going to tell me a few things about you, and trust me, some people is good. They're good at faking it. Oh my goodness. They're good at faking it, but you're going to find out. You're going to find out. And what happens is that once they have gotten past that interview process, then your application comes back, is reread, and it's voted on. So we have a ballot box. All right. And within the framework of the ballot box, we vote on that application. If it's rejected, we'll let you know it's been rejected. If it's accepted, we'll let you know it's been accepted. But there's a process of the ballot box for which the application is accepted. Once that's done, then we're going to say, okay, we got a meeting on such and such a day. Here's your dress code. Here's what is expected, blah, blah, blah. Once he's gotten past the ballot box, once he's informed of the process, then he comes to his meeting. And then therefore, now he's going to enter the doors of Freemasonry, or she's going to enter the doors of the Order of the Eastern Star. And in the process of entering the doors of Freemasonry, all that you thought you knew regarding Masonry is going to change. All that you thought you knew, all because you read it on the internet, all because you went and brought the ritual, all because you thought you knew what was going to happen because you read it, you heard it, that's going to change. It's going to change. And then what happens with that? As you enter the lodge and, you go through that process of becoming an Enter Apprentice Mason, they're going to instruct you on some things that you should and shouldn't do and how you should carry yourself as such. Because now you're saying you're amongst a brotherhood of brothers who are concerned about you. You're saying that you're amongst those who consider you to be a true friend. You're amongst those who want to see that they have your best interest. You're amongst those who want to hey, I got you. You're supposed to be amongst those brothers. Okay. a couple of things are going to be said to you to occupy your mind with useful knowledge. And you're going to be like, what is useful knowledge? The thing that enhances you. Knowledge enhances you. It helps you to grow, to be the better person that you're trying to be. It helps you to become that which you seek to become. Knowledge, when entered the body, shapes and forms your thought, your process. And then you begin to develop that rough ashlar into a perfect ashlar. You ever seen a brick that has rough edges on it? And you take that brick and you begin to chop off those edges to make that brick that fits into that lodge. You are now that rough ashlar. You are now that rough person, and you're going to be fitted into this Masonic lodge that you have now knocked on the doors. You have entered and you have been accepted. Now they're going to help form you into that better Mason. Not a better man, but a better Mason. The reason I say that is because during your interview process, they found you to be a good man already. You're already that. They're just going to make you a good Mason. All right. So you have a job, you have the family, or you don't have a family. You're a single guy, but you have the job. You're able to take care of yourself. You're able to do. You're not a lazy ass. You get up, you get up, you go to work, or you have your own business, but you're a productive person in life. Okay. You're a productive person in life. So knowing that you are a productive person in life, what you're doing now is solidifying and moving forward. Okay. What you're doing now is solidifying and moving forward. And in the process of doing that, you're developing yourself to become a better person. Freemasonry, a better person in Freemasonry. So in doing that, as you begin to grow and to become groomed, you're going to be getting what we call working tools. Those working tools are going to help you symbolically to develop yourself into this perfect ashlar that fits within the framework of that lodge that you are now in. You hear what I'm saying? The working tools and the symbolic meaning behind them is going to help you to become a better Mason and help you fit into that lodge for which you are now in the northeast corner, and you are now the foundation of the lodge for which it rests upon, because you are the youngest Enter Apprentice by the initiation rites and ceremonies. And once those things have been given to you, now you're going to take them again to look at them not only from a physical point of view, but a spiritual point of view, one that's going to enlighten you and enhance you. So the very thing that you thought you knew because you picked up a ritual, because you went and brought it from Barnes and Nobles, now that's all going to change, because now you see the meaning behind those things which you read. So that whole thing shapes your mindset. And then those brothers or those sisters within the chapter or within the lodge is supposed to assist and aid you in developing to become that better Mason or that better Eastern Star. They're supposed to be there to lift you up. You know, that's what they say. Hey, what's up, Spirit of Justice? That's what they're supposed to be there for. Now, what happens is a lot of times we get into these lodges and chapters and find out they're not teaching none of that. They're not teaching none of that. They're not explaining it. They're just happy to have you in there as a membership, and you trying to figure this out. And they're not teaching you the essence of the Eastern Star. They're not teaching you the essence of being a Mason. You hear all of this other stuff. You hear about them over there and them over here, and they ain't this and they ain't that, and we're going out tonight, and you hear all of that, but you don't get the teachings and the essence of what it is now that you are now an Enter Apprentice Mason or a New Eastern Star. You want to know what it is in regards to this organization that so many before you have done the same thing, have knocked on the same door. See, when you knock on the door of Masonry, it has to already be in you. Say this again. When you have knocked on the door of Freemasonry, it should be already in you. And when I say already in you, I'm telling you that it should be a place within the heart that you say, yeah, that organization right there, that society of brothers right there. Is that. And if it is true that it's in your heart, then when you begin to grow and begin to go into the fellowcraft and master mason, when you begin to move up in Freemasonry, to advance in these degrees, your thought process is going to be different than the average person thought process on the streets. And if that doesn't change, then it was never in your heart. If the process never changed, it was never in your heart. It may take some time. I'm not saying it's going to happen overnight. All I'm saying is that it should change. Something in regards to this should change. A light should come on. And as you move forward in your Masonic works, the light that is in you is going to reflect on the outside. The light that is in you is going to reflect on the outside. And when it begins to reflect on the outside, then people are going to view you differently because of your mindset, because of the knowledge that you have applied to your daily journey, because you occupied your mind with useful knowledge. And useful knowledge is the information that you receive within you that's going to help elevate you in life. Because there's a lot of BS information out there. And you have to be able to decipher the good information versus that which is going to bring darkness into your life. There's information that's going to lighten you. Boom. There's information that can bring darkness to your life. So you're going to have to be able to choose and be able to turn up the temperature to say, I want the information that's going to enlighten me. Because now I'm part of this society of brothers whose intention is to help elevate me in such a way to become a better Mason, a builder amongst men. That which later on, I'm no longer going to be a carpenter. I'm going to become an architect. Okay? Later on, when I've gone through this process, I will no longer be a carpenter. I will be an architect. And what you have done is that they've given you the tools of a Mason, one who can build. Now, you must be able to apply those tools spiritually to your life to be able to build your life, to be able to become the architect of your destiny of your life. When you can't do that, when you can't do that, then you're going to have issues within the confinements of Freemasonry. You're going to have issues. Plain and simple. You're going to have issues. Hey, good morning, George. Look, George. It is my prayer, my hope, bro, that you're doing well, that your wife is well. I know you're going through it. We talked, I think, last week, and there was a lot of things happening. And you know, you're my prayers, brother. And I'm glad that you was able to tune in today. So the Greek. Freak boy number 11. What's going on? Free did it. Okay. So with that being said, as we go through this daily journey, you know, and be able to apply those things that's going to help you elevate. Some people, some brothers are not going to be well versed in Masonry as those who can take it and read it and break it down. Some are not going to be that well versed. Some are not going to be that brother when you ask him a question, he's spot on with the Q&A. Some are not going to be that. Some are going to be well versed. You ask them a question, they're giving you the direct answer from the book. They are on it. Okay? Those brothers are cool. They're cool. The next question is, can they break down that which they have read? Can they break down that which has been handed to them? Okay? That's what you have to consider. And then if they can't, then you're so eloquently breaking it down to me, giving me the answer to the question, or the question to the answer, you're giving that to me, but you can't break it down. Should tell you a lot about that person. Next, you have a brother. And this can apply to a brother or sister. But next, you're going to have a brother who may not be as well versed to give you the questions or the answers so rapidly and quickly as you so desire. But what is found within a heart shines on the outside. It gives you that light to let you know that, hey, I am amongst those who are of the society of Freemasonry. I am that brother. I am my brother's keeper. I am true and bound to the word that I give. I am that person. Now, I may not be able to give you the answers and questions right off and break it up. But when you come to me as a brother Mason, or even as a sister of the Order of the Eastern Star, I am who I claim to be. I am a Mason. I am a sister of the order. I may not be the one to be able to break it down and do all of that. No. But when it comes to honoring my OB, when it comes to honoring the organization, the society, I'm all in. I'm all in. Because what I've learned, there are individuals who may join your lodge, but the reason they join is not just because they want to be a Mason. They like being out front. That's why they join. They enjoy just being out front. Look at me, look at me, look at me. And that's cool. But you must understand that it's not about you. It's about the collective of the lodge. It is about the collective of the lodge. So anything that you may do for the lodge is great. Don't go in the process after you've done the work and say, hey, look at me. Don't do that. You're doing your lodge a disservice. You really are. It's supposed to be for the collective. Peace, what's going on with you? On Jackson, what's going? What you got? Onset Storm, what's happening with you? Houston in the house. You know, and that's where I'm at when I consider looking at Freemason. When we do the interviews, when they come in, we want our brothers and our sisters to know that you are a part of a society of brothers and sisters. We're gonna uplift each other. And look, let's just be honest. We don't all get along. We don't. There are some brothers I don't get along with well. There is. But you know what? If you are true to who you claim to be, I can set aside my differences. I don't have to. I can agree to disagree. And I'm not going to take it personal unless it's made personal. And that's the ideal of growing and becoming a true Mason. You're going to learn that, hey, we can, man, that BS, we can agree to disagree. I have a good friend of mine, and yes, I call him friend. Brother Brumont, all right? From Cleveland. No, Brumont is not from Cleveland. He's from Atlanta. He's going to jump all over my neck. But anyway, and he and I go back and forth over some things. And he says some things I disagree with, and I've said some things he disagrees with. But you know what? We're not going to let our disagreement interfere with our development in becoming and helping each other to be the best version of who we are. We're not going to do that. We have not done that. And I can appreciate his spirit and his honesty. I can really appreciate that. And when you find an individual within the craft, even within the sisterhood who's like that, that's the person you build with. You don't build with the hoe that's always causing chaos. And he's always doing this or she's always doing. You don't build with those type of persons or individuals. You build with the individual who want to see you be successful. You want to see them be successful. And although you may have your disagreements, you can disagree to agree and you continue to build. Plain and simple. Because like I said, even for me, I try to see and get along with everybody, but sometimes it doesn't happen, and that is okay. It's really okay. But what you want to do, as I've said before, is build with those who want to really build, those who want to really enjoy the craft and enjoy the sisterhood. So when you first come in as an Enter Apprentice, you're all excited. You're all excited. You're on fire, man. You are like hype. You are like, yeah, I'm here. What's going on, brothers? Yes, I'm a Mason. And then you soon realize these mothers right here, they tripping. You be like, I don't know if I should have did this. I'm being serious. I've had brothers tell me, man, I don't even know why I became a Mason. It was in your heart. But the lodge you joined, the chapter you joined, you was like, man, y'all could have kept this. Really? I'm here for this? No, you're not there for that. You're there to elevate. You're there to take the information that which has been given to you and handed to you and apply them to help you to develop to be the better Mason. But when you don't have brothers of the craft and sisters of the order to help you to become that person or to develop, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. You know, you join a lodge because you want to talk about the esoterics and esoteric things and the hidden mysteries and meanings of those things that you've read about and you've seen. You want to explore all of that with like-minded people. And then when you get into that lodge, they ain't talking that man, what? Man, we ain't got time for that. Hey, how much money we got in checking account? Yeah, when is the next barbecue? Oh, yeah, okay. That scholarship fund? Yeah, all right, that's cool. Yeah, we're going over John. Yeah, we're going, yeah. That's, I mean, okay. But have you explored those things before you? You know, because individuals who come into Masonry, because of the mysteriousness behind it and the things that you hear, it should be applied into your heart first. So when you get there, you're going to look and you're going to begin to explore these mysteries and these things that you've heard and seen. And then when you get there and you look at this BS that they're handing you, you're like, dude, this is not why I'm here. Sisters, oh my God, this ain't why I'm here. I could do this shit by myself. The things that you're doing, look, I can go volunteer anywhere I want to. I can do all of that. I can go and become part of the Boys and Girls Club, the wine. I can do all of that. I don't need you for the volunteer. I don't need you to say the good things we've done in the community. I can do that by myself. But what I'm looking for is the development of the mysteries of Freemasonry. So when I begin to indulge myself into it, because I'm occupying my mind with useful knowledge, then and only then I begin to understand that thing for which I've now become a part of. I'm now a part of this society of Masonry that is spread around the world. And now I know of the differentness, the different things that applies within it. You know, the different degree works, because everybody degree work ain't the same. Everybody opening ceremonies isn't the same. Everybody closing ceremonies isn't the same. There are different rites and ceremonies. And now I'm part of this big picture of a global society of brothers who's supposed to be true to each other. Who's supposed to be true to each other. But because of the politicalness that is found within Masonry, because of the bullshit that I've just discovered, I'm like wondering, why did I even knock on the door? Why did I do that? So now you have to be able to find a brother. You have to now be able to find a sister that's going to help you to develop and enlighten and take those tools and take those points and begin to apply them in such a way so you can disregard all of that BS. Sorry about that. So that's what it's at. Because I'm gonna tell you this here, and I'm gonna get ready to close. If it's not in your heart, if it's not here, you're not gonna last long. If Masonry is not in your heart as an Enter Apprentice, when you knock on that door, you're not gonna last long. You're not. Not only are you not gonna last long, you're gonna get yourself caught up in dealing with some brothers within your lodge that's not going to be good for you. When I say good for you, they're not going to help you to develop to be the better you. They're not. So it has to be placed within the chest cavity of you. It has to be placed in such a direction that I don't care about you telling me about that brother. I know that. Well, he's over in another jurisdiction. I don't care if he's in another jurisdiction. That brother is helping me to become a better Mason. You're not, and you're right here. That sister's helping me become a better Eastern Star. You're here, and they're not. But the communication that I have with this brother is enlightening me on how to develop. And I'm not getting that here from you. I'm a member of this lodge, true enough, but I'm not getting that which I want to get out of this lodge. I'm not getting it. Well, brother, if you go over there, you can't come back here. Well, you know what? You ain't giving me shit anyway, so I might as well go over here and get it. Because the things I want to talk about, The things I want to indulge myself in because of what I've read, I can't get that. Okay, we're not talking about the spirituality. We're not talking about the esoteric. We're not talking about the development. We're not talking about how to apply. We're not talking about how to grow. We're not talking about any of that. But you're giving me all this other BS. Nah, man. I want to occupy my mind with useful knowledge to be able to apply that to progress in this thing called life. And a lot of times we're not going to get it. We're not going to get it. Because it's not in your heart, for one thing, and then the lies that you in don't want to see you get it, because now they look, well, who he think he is? There's a lot of brothers and individuals and sisters that are out here that can really, man, give you the juice. They can give you the juice. And it's true. They can give it to you. But are you ready to accept it? That's the thing. They can give it to you. Are you ready to? There are individuals who come into masonry and they're already enlightened. But masonry is in their heart. So when they come in, they want to share with you the enlightenment that is in them. But you're so freaking resistant of that knowledge that they already have until you shun them away. My God, how many brothers I've seen say, man, forget that stuff, Brother Hawkins. Brother Tony Muhammad, you know, man, they tripping over it. Man, I ain't got time for that. I said, brother, but they needed you. Oh, man, look, I'm not going to waste my money. I'm not going to waste my time. Those individuals are not ready for the information that I already have in me that I want to impart in them as they impart their information in me, and we both grow. They ain't ready for it. And I can understand that. I can understand that, you know. I really can. Because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get exactly that. So look, most aren't, because that worked. Hey, look, I appreciate each of you for coming in today. To you new Enter Apprentices, I wish you well. I want you to be successful. So anything I can help with your growth in masonry, hey, reach out to me, leave me a comment, and let's grow. I want you to be a successful Enter Apprentice and applying that knowledge that you're going to be able to receive and then impart it, and then that light in you, because it's in your heart, reflects on the outside. That's a beautiful thing. So until next time, continue the journey, and whatever you do, stay out the bushes and keep that light on. I'm out. It sucks because you can't dodge what you don't see. That's true. Hey, take care of yourself. Much love to everyone. Later.